Good morning. Part 2 of the chef knives build. Finally got some sleep last night. I was sorry to wait laying in the bed till 6 o'clock this morning, which is rare for me. Ready to go, except for the cover slip. And I'll build that when I build the other one here in just a little while. Just something to cover, a little light piece of leather. Questions, comments? Very, very sharp. Now this blade, over a period of years, will patina to a dark brown looking color, because there's it's just high buffed really to that polish. That's about the highest polish as I can get on it. Don't have anything on there yet. Just before I send it out, I'll put a very, very light coat of olive oil on it. Very light. And hand wash only, no dishwasher. Any knives, no dishwasher, because that'll really mess up the finish quickly. So there you go. That one's done. Move our paper somewhere else. They set it somewhere for safekeeping. Now let's head to the milling machine with this one. See what we can do. All right, we're set up in the mill. You can't see it real good. I've got to figure me out a light for this thing where I can see better. And so the camera can see it better. I can see it okay. Now I've got a round nose burr, smooth cutting burr. I was going to use a ball mill, but I think it needs to be a little wider. And we may skip every other one, because they don't need to be that close together, I don't think. Take and run the first one and see down to the edge. Not quite touched off. When I get it running, I'll touch it off. Just barely touch it here. And this bevel is ground. Pretty steep angle. And as I move it up, it'll cut a little bit deeper. And I decided not to go all the way to the top. Just shy of the top. And I think that'll be just fine. We'll do the first one and see what it looks like. So hang on to your hats. Here we go. I have to put the camera over here so you might not be able to see too good, but touched off. let's see what that looks like. I don't want to take it out of there because I'll move it a little bit too much maybe, but there we go. I think that's going to be just fine. And yeah, I think we will skip every other one. Well, okay, let's move it down and do the next one. Whoop. And I think that's going to work out. We may only do one side. That may be sufficient. So let's see. All right, I think we got it. By the time I get it sanded back down, I think it'll be all right. I did the backside. Backside looks a little bit better. I didn't go quite as deep, but once it's all sanded and polished, this will be high polished. It's like that last chef's knife. I think it'll work out just fine. Where I made my marks, I scratched it with the scribe. That'll come off with the sand in here in just a minute. And that should allow both sides for no meat or nothing to stick to it. I like it. Y'all like it? What do you think, Stomper? You like that all right? Let's get the sanding on it. Done a lot of sand in here lately. Alright, got those cleaned up a little bit with a Dremel tool. Sand it off. See, one little spot I got to sand a little more, then it'll be ready to go out for heat treat. Now heat treat's going to be really touchy on this one because of that thinner material in the middle. But we're going to do an edge quench, and I think we'll be just fine. If not, you're going to hear me screaming from wherever you're sitting now. All right, I believe we got it. Now this is the primary side for where you cut, slice meat, keep it from sticking to the other side. These are just in case something sticks to that side. That should work out just fine. Now this side is offset to those. So that should work out just right. Now, going out to the forge, we get the heat treat done. And then the temper. I'm not going to drag the camera out there. It's too hot for all that. So let's show them to you in a little bit. Alright, out of heat treat. Everything looks good. Now, I mentioned the edge quench. What that is, you see this line right here? And the whole blade was hot. I didn't want to get it so hot and have it crack down through here, which it didn't. So I just dipped the edge, and this is very hard. This will be your hardened edged, and this part will be as hard as well, but not like this, because this don't really need to be. There needs to be a little, this type of knife, a little bit of transition in there, and that hard edge will hold the edge, make it, you know, stay sharper much longer. That's the whole point of heat treating, to get it back too hard, because unlike the other chef knife, you have to go through the softening process, annealing and soften it, then re-harden it. This is already soft when you get it, so that's a whole step, and it's not rusty, so that whole step you don't have to do, which is why this is easier to work with. Now, I could sand it now, put it in the tempering oven, or just put it in the tempering oven, which I prefer to do, because that will, that black stuff on there, that carbon and scale, that will bake on there and harden up, and it'll be much easier to come off than it will be right now. But that's the next step. Goes in the tempering oven for about an hour, and we'll check it and see. And I think that'll be just fine. Getting close. And I'll go ahead and show you all this too. Check it to make sure it hardened. That's a pretty aggressive file. If it digs into it, that's too soft, which is don't. That file just skates right across it. Now it comes out of tempering. It should dig in just a touch, just a little bitty bit. All right, out of the tempering oven. Got it sanded to here, and from here we'll go to the buffer after I do the other side. See, all that got to be sanded off. I said I'd show y'all. Just barely cutting in there. Just barely, so it's not brittle. Shouldn't be too hard to sharpen when it's time to sharpen. And a lot of people fuss about what's the Rockwell hardness. Well, the way I build knives, I don't care what anything about Rockwell hardening. I learned by watching and listening to the old guys that did it back from the 1800s to up into the 50s. And they didn't have the advanced machines that we have as far as belt sanders and all that kind of stuff. They had the forge and a file, basically. And as long as it's hard steel, it'll hold the edge. Who cares what whoever Rockwell is? That's the way I see it. Now you'll see guys take these set of Rockwell files that they have, and they'll, but don't cut here, don't cut here. It's this. To me, it serves no purpose. A practical using knife has to be two things. It has to be hard enough to hold an edge, easy to sharpen back, and that's about it. And of course look good. So I think that looks really good. After it gets off the buffer being polished, it'll look much better. There you go. Some people, and I'm not complaining, I'm not trying to say anything bad about anybody. People do what they want to do. People build knives like they want to. But some people watch too much YouTube and try to compare themselves to other people. And yada 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 yada. I do what I do. I've got a 99.9% customer approval rate, and that's all that matters to me. Y'all happy? I'm happy. Alright, get down off my soapbox. Let's finish this one up and get the handle cut, split, and ready to go on there. Alright, there we go. Buffed up to a high polish. I'm about to get wore out, y'all. Alright, let's go get us a pick us out an antler. Get our handle ready to set. Set the handle, vinyl sharpen, polish, and a little cover slip and slip. I didn't say that, I said slip. And we'll be done. Alrighty, let's get our handles on this one. And this is a crown stag. Now this one is a drop. Pretty sure it is a mule deer. See how straight it is up to here? Whitetails usually start to curl right there. Go something like that. Or something like this. Of course I have to be trimmed off and put a spacer in there. I think it's going to look rather nice. No, get over here and get my epoxy mixed up and get it stuck down, and then we'll watch some glue dry. Now the cover slips for both of these will be the very last thing, because I have to clean the table, wipe it down with some soapy water. Because that really nice leather, especially, you don't want to get it dirty before it's time. You know what I mean. Anything on your hands all will get on the leather and mess it up. So not far from being done. Hang in there. All right, y'all, there is a Crown Stag handle. What do you think? Pretty cool, huh? I think that's gonna work out just right. Now I'm gonna final sharpen and final polish. The leather is on the table, and this one will be done shortly. And I'll send a picture to the man who stomps on dirt. Make sure he likes it. I like this style better than that style, but either one will work just fine. Let's get it sharp. All right, all sharped up, ready for the sheet and ready to go. I'm gonna do it again. How's that? Don't get your fingers caught under this thing chopping, David. Don't do that. Don't let Jerry get a hold of it. He'll be out hunting alligators with it. So, and don't let Big Dog get a hold of it, because he'll take it away from you like he did that other night. So. And whatever you do, don't make Miss Stephanie mad when this is laying around. Hang on, telephone. Alright, y'all, all done with these two. And this is just a very thin leather, just something to cover it with. You can throw it in the drawer or whatever, or you can put it in a butcher block if you have one. This one's sort of tight, but it's okay. So if you put it in the drawer and you reach in there to grab it, you don't grab it and cut your hand. Same with this one. Got leather dust on it, but that'll go away after a little while. Okay, before these ship out tomorrow, I'll put a very, very, very light coat of olive oil on them. Wrap them up, and they're ready to go. Now, next up, I've got two handles to do. I'll try my best to get those done this weekend. I have a lot of stuff that I've got to do around here, probably on Sunday. So I'll try to work on those tomorrow. And once those two are done, I'm hunting work again. So I'll be all caught up. Well, there we go. Thank y'all very much for watching. Thank you for your support. Email link is down below. The website link is down below. Now the website is still not been updated, but there's still some nice pictures on there. And I believe all the prices are current. So there you go. Thank y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.